Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Let's Skate. Today is quite an exciting day, I would say, because we have a brand new frame from Symetrics, which is of course also Adapt. And we have something that quite a lot of people asked about after seeing the FXX Superleggera. It had a very special frame with a special coating on it, so we kind of decided to do something with it. But yeah, more on that later. The new frame. So what did we do? Basically, we have a rocker frame. So it's the first time we're doing a rocker frame. So it's a 4x84 with the R, which means rocker. It's based on the Hyperframes that we produce. And yeah, to be honest, I'm quite excited to see this frame. And the reason is I'm not really the biggest fan of, for myself, skating a rockered frame. So that's me being honest. The reason is I always find with a rocker that my control is it's not what I'm looking for, because I always really like to be full on in control. However, there's quite a lot of people that are into different ways of skating, and yeah, it gives a different balance or yeah feeling towards skating. For me, I find everything within the Quattro frame because it feels more towards a rocker, but it is fully like stable and flat. You can check out our other video we did on all the Quattro frames. But for this one, we didn't just want to do a rocker and be like, okay, we made a rocker frame and just sell it, you know. I wanted to give it a bit of that Symetrics right flat vibe with it. And so the cool thing is we kind of measured that our combination frame that we had in the previous years, we could actually use that frame and still get away with the 3x100 and also make this frame into a rocker frame. Because we have the feeling that the customer that is going for a triwheel setup or is playing around with the possibilities is also the customer that is asking for a rocker frame. So yeah, we kind of wanted to combine those worlds and make a combination frame that still looks very sleek. It looks as a normal Hyperframe, but it has options. So a bit more on the rocker. So it has the wheelbase of 84 millimeter. It's made for 84 millimeter wheels, but it has a 1.5 and a 1.5 millimeter rocker in the front and in the back. So it's a normal rocker frame. And we're gonna test it out later today because I'm curious, of course. I want to try out all the stuff we produce. But the cool thing is, and I'll maybe just try this out right now. The cool thing is you can have fun with the rocker, but kind of that's where we see this frame sitting, like people that want to have fun on like just like a small parking lot, or having like a bit of the wizard type feeling with the frames. So their experience with this frame will be that it's quite nimble, or it's good for slalom. But you can also use it as a full-on 100 frame, which is pretty cool. So all you have to do is take out the wheels, and this is what I'm quite excited about as well, because if you just then want to go for longer strides or yeah longer pads and having yeah a bit more distance skating, yeah, you can just switch this frame, which is a very playful frame, to a frame that is very good at covering a lot of distance. So what you see now has a triwheel. Is fully flat, meaning you have quite a lot of distance with it. It's still an 84, so it's still quite nimble to skate with a triwheel setup. It's not going to be like a very playful three-wheel setup. When you know, when they have the three wheels, when they're very short wheelbase, like a 245 millimeter wheelbase, that's a very playful three-wheel setup. Personally, I don't really like those because they're in they're higher frames, and I don't like that feeling. With this, because of the wheels being a bit more out, we can still make it into a very low frame. So yeah, it's going to be very excited to try this out as well next to the rocker frame. And yeah, so that's our frame. So it's a 7000 aluminium. It is an extruded aluminium, but then it's all CNC machined. Everything is made in Holland, as with all our products for the frames with Symetrics. So yeah, the quality on this is just very nice. Even up to the bolts are like CNC machined. So yeah, really looking forward to skating these. And then we have the new frames. So what happened? Yeah, they're like a bronze color, and these frames have a titanium nitride coating. So it's like a hard anodizing process that is mostly used on suspension for bikes or cars. And we did decided to go with the matte finish, as all our normal Symetrics frames. On the FXX, it's not a one-off, there's 3 of those frames, but those have like a raw finish straight out of the CNC process, so they have more of a glossy finish. But yeah, to tie it all up, we kind of decided they should be matte. They are very limited. I don't know if you see behind. These are the frames we did, because it's quite expensive to do this process.
That's all, folks.
Yeah, that's all. So they're gonna be on the website. As soon as they're gonna be on the website, it is what we have at the moment. We don't plan on doing a lot more, probably not this year. We're not sure on next year, to be honest, because yeah, our CNC supplier, which was my old job, is going through some changes, and it's going to be very exciting for next year. But for this year, we have to keep it a bit low on production wise, with producing stuff. So we did this. We have them in the UFS frames. So these will fit any UFS skate. Yeah, so the finish on these is just very nice. It's all CNC machined, has the bridge on the inside, very lightweight. So these come in, I think we have the 80s, we have the 90 millimeter. I'm not sure if the 84s are even already sold out. We'll see what comes on the website. Then we have the Hyperframes. We have those probably in from the 80 millimeters up to the 110s. The 110 is an amazing speed skate frame. So if you want something very one-off, then then yeah, this is the frame for you. Yeah, it is a 110, so it is made for speed skating or marathon skating. We do have the 100, which is still quite a big frame, which is more towards distance skating as well. Can be a bit playful, but then you have to have the mindset of, yeah, it's a bigger frame. But starting with the 90s, the 84s and the 80s are amazing frames. They're super light. Price-wise, yeah, they're really good value. Yeah, these are made in Holland, and it's our own design. It's all CNC machined. The coating has been done in Holland as well. So yeah, nothing is coming from cheap manufacturing, let's say it like this. Yeah, we also have these stickers these days. Let's Skate, Olga's design, so I really like it. It's pretty cool. And yeah, we have been giving these with almost every order. So if you order something, you'll probably get one or more of these. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, I have to say, yeah, what boot am I using? I'm probably gonna check in the closet. I'll probably set it up with my white GTOs. Yeah, after the marathon, I have been skating again on the Superleggera, of course. So I've been skating the FXX and another prototype I'm testing. Yeah, I'm excited to see how these work with these boots. Also, we have to check, we didn't check, but for this frame we can even check if we can put like a UFS block on it, so then you can see how that works, because these frames actually fit our hyperskate. If you only have a hyperskate, for sure go with like the regular normal frame, but it is a very cool option that you can make these UFS. So if you have like a wizard frame or any other UFS based frame, I wouldn't put on an aggressive frame because that's going to be a bit weird, but it's up to you. Yeah, you can just swap it, and yeah, you do need the adapter, so we'll try and look for it, and then we'll show you the process of how it works, and the same for these. So let's put these setups together and let's skate. So UFS adapter, how does it work? So very simple. So we have this very lightweight design on the UFS adapter. So just gonna explain to you very shortly. So this is the quattro mounting on the GTOs. So what we're gonna do is we take out the outer bolts of the quattro mounting, and then what we're gonna do is we add this on here, so it has the same shape. We can use the same bolts on the outside, just like this. You can see it fits perfectly in there. And then you need, on these skates, you need a 25 millimeter bolt. So it's very important, the length of a bolt. If you go with a different frame on the GTO, aftermarket or something that we don't supply, normally these frames have 60 millimeter bolts. That means they go all the way through the thread, so 0.5 millimeter to 1 millimeter through the plate and the thread, and that means it gives the entire force. When something happens that it breaks, that means the bolt is not long enough, so it's only hanging on to the top part. That's not good, because they are aluminium. They have a lot of strength when they are fully through, but when it's only hanging on like 2 or 3 of these threads, you know, it's not the right way to set it up. So if you have a different frame, it's very important you measure actually from here to the inside how long. You can do it, like, for example, if you don't have a measuring device for this, you can just put the Allen key in there, then put your finger there, and then take it out, and then you measure from here to here. And this has to be this. So if you then feel the bolt, you're good. So we're just going to use the 25 bolt in here, and then we're going to use the 16 millimeter that it comes with the skates in here. And we're making these UFS. So yeah, so if you have like multiple frames laying around, you can just use this adapter and make your GTOs UFS. Same goes for Superleggera. So we have a very special, of course, UFS block that is only made for Superleggera. Customers that want to have some info on this, it's not online, you have to email me about it, but we do have them. So yeah, so this you can do, and then normally we're just gonna set it up with the 84s, but we're gonna start off with skating the rocker frame. So just gonna take these off, mount the rocker frames, and you'll see me on the skating track. Woo! New frames. So I have the Hyper 4x84 rocker on it with the 84 wheels, so 4 times, and yeah, curious to see how it will feel. It's not my first time skating a rocker. Of course, in the past we experimented with different types of frames, but yeah, still interested in seeing how this feels on the GTO.
What are those socks, Pieter?
Ah, red socks. It's actually our sock supplier who gave us some free samples to try it out. So it's a very nice company. They're made in Germany, and yeah, the quality of the socks is just unreal, to be honest. And yeah, still using these as well. So let's see. Yeah, I didn't go with the straps, and there's kids. Yeah, didn't go with the straps because yeah, they feel okay without, for me, because I have quite a high arch, so I fill up the skates quite nicely. So, very interesting. First of all, it definitely feels as a rocker, but a very solid rocker, which, what do I mean by this? So my previous experience with different frame manufacturers was that the rocker, and I'm talking about normal rockers, so when the front wheel and the back wheel goes up, it was too much. So the feeling that you give is that you feel forward or you feel backward, and that was a feeling I never really liked. As somebody that has been skating for a long time, I never felt the need that my skating would be unprecise. So that's how I see it. It's a very personal thing. Like I said, if you have fun with a frame, you have fun. Yeah, so basically with these frames, so the 1.5 millimeter offset gives you the rocker feel when you're doing the maneuvers. So basically, if you want to do like balance between the front and the second wheel, you can actually feel that it allows you to do this. The same goes for the third wheel and the fourth wheel, so the last wheel. You can feel the exact same thing. So it's very balanced as towards a rocker, and for me very exciting because it feels like it's a rocker frame with a lot of control, and that means it will be a faster frame, and it will also have still the playfulness, because if you have seen me skate on this, like it allows you immediately direct movement. This gives me also one conclusion: quattro frame. So what we always said about quattro frame is that it feels like a rocker frame because of the different wheels set up, and it actually like makes the front wheel spin up faster than the back wheel. This creates something that is very unique. It is similar to quattro, so it is similar to how the quattro frame feels, which is for me insane, because I'm really happy we then have this like achieved. So yeah, I'm very happy with the final product, and also with the feel of how it is to skate these. Now I'm very excited to see got these, the 100s, and yeah, I want to put these on and see how this then compares, having this setup, which is very playful and yeah, solid feeling for a rocker, to going to like full speed mode on these. So that's gonna be exciting. Just gonna swap the wheels now and we're good to go. We don't even have to swap out the frames or anything, so we just switch these to the 100s and have some fun. So just had a jam session of high speed. No, it was pretty cool. Again, I'm not the biggest fan on a three-wheel setup, and I think that's because I compare it to, I have a preference, and if you don't have that preference, or your preference is a three-wheel, yeah, it feels super smooth on the roll when you have a perfect surface. And about this frame, so it's amazing that you can switch with the 4x84 and have like an actual rocker feeling towards, like, basically this, you could skate a marathon in this. It would be perfect. It's like, it has the wheelbase of an 84, so it's still like very nice, smooth. I think you can see in the video when I'm trying to skate it a bit, yeah, it allows you to play. But still with a lot of yeah, balance in the frame. So yeah, all around I'm actually surprised with the frame. You might think like, don't they test this out before? Well, yeah, we do, but this was something that we combined in the end. So it just gives me joy now to see that it works out the way we kind of planned. Yeah, we are going to supply these frames with a small spacer that can go in between depending on setups. That's something we learned from the past, depending on the boot, depending on when it was made. And I'm not talking just about the Deb brand, I'm talking about different brands. Sometimes they have like some extra space, sometimes they don't. If you go through a 3x100, because we always are a fan of keeping it super low, we will provide those extra spacers that you can just put in between the frame and the boot. Yeah, and if you don't have any, if you have clearance, you're good to go. If it would brush a bit on the boot, you can just put in those spacers, and yeah, that will work perfectly as well. Yeah, all around this is, it's a fun setup. Like, yeah, I actually like it. It's a nice combo for sure. So yeah, so this is like a big thumbs up for me. Yeah, so if you want a quattro, if you want a rocker frame from Adapt or Symetrics, you now have the opportunity, and it comes with a fun setup switch to 100. So why not, you know? Yeah, I'm curious about this little puppy in here. Good to be on skate as always, so it was fun trying out these different frames, all based on the Hyperframe. Yeah, even these, I don't know, 84 can't go wrong, I would say. Feels fun. Yeah, but still, it's like, it's an amazing product, to be honest. It's a lot of fun. These are not expensive as towards frames go. They're very high-end, so for the price, yeah, they're just amazing frames. These will be a bit more expensive because of the coating they have, and they are very limited, up to 2 sets per frame. So if it's sold out, it's sold out. The coating, I would say it looks amazing. Even on a white skate, we were kind of like, will it work? But I think it looks amazing, and yeah, so you now have the opportunity to have yeah, a special frame with a special colorway. So yeah, I'm really surprised by the outcome today. I always like it when I'm still surprised. So yeah, this was fun for me, and yeah, let's see what we can come up with for the new Let's Skate, and stay tuned, I would say.